People see the light I stand in now, but they never see the darkness it took to get here. They never see the shadows I had to survive. My story isn't one born from confidence, belonging, or celebration. It wasn't shaped by a world that lifted me, or by people who understood me. It was shaped in silence, in rooms where I felt like a guest in my own life, in moments where I learned that existing didn't always mean being seen. From the outside, my life looked ordinary, simple, predictable, manageable. But on the inside, I carried storms no one bothered to notice. And over time, I learned to stop expecting anyone to notice at all. That's how I found the shadows, or rather how the shadows found me. The beginning wasn't dramatic. No single explosion, no life-changing catastrophe. Instead, it was small things, consistent things, little moments that accumulated over years, quiet dismissals, forced smiles, unheard questions, unnoticed achievements. It started in childhood, when my feelings were too sensitive, when my voice was too much, when my curiosity was too noisy. I learned early to make myself smaller, to sit still, to stay quiet, to stop asking to be included, to stop needing too much, to stop needing anything. I didn't realize it then, but every time I tucked away a part of myself, a shadow grew in its place. As I got older, this became my way of living, my survival technique. I became the friend who listened more than she spoke, the daughter who never wanted to be a burden, the partner who apologized even when she wasn't wrong. I adapted to people's comfort at the cost of my own identity. Years passed, and I became a mirror, reflecting what others needed, absorbing what others projected, never revealing what I truly felt. There were moments I tried to step out of the shadows, moments I tried to speak louder, to show up for myself, to take up space. But every attempt was met with a shrug, a dismissal, a comparison, a reminder that someone else was more important. And eventually I learned, when the world doesn't listen, your voice begins to doubt itself. I let the doubts of others become my inner dialogue. I let their expectations dictate my limits. I let their comfort become my responsibility. And the worst part, I didn't even notice it happening. I slipped into invisibility like it was the most natural thing in the world. Because when you spend long enough in the shadows, they start to feel like home. What hurt the most were not the loud moments, not the arguments, not the criticisms, not the confrontations. It was the silence. The moments when I was crying on the inside while smiling on the outside. The moments when someone asked, "Are you okay?" And I answered, "I'm fine," knowing they didn't really want the truth. The moments when I needed someone to hold space for me, and instead, I made space for them. The moments when I walked into a room and no one looked up, when I spoke and no one responded, when I broke and no one noticed. This is the kind of hurt that doesn't scream. It whispers. It seeps into your bones. It becomes part of your identity. There wasn't just one breaking point. There were hundreds. The tearful nights, the lonely mornings, the heavy silences that followed every disappointment, the feeling of being surrounded by people, yet feeling completely alone, the exhaustion of pretending, of performing, of keeping the peace, of carrying the emotional weight of others while no one noticed mine. Until one day, I woke up and realized something terrifying. I had no idea who I was outside of what others needed me to be. It didn't happen in a burst of clarity. It wasn't dramatic or sudden. It was small. A moment so subtle I almost missed it. I was sitting alone one evening, in the quiet, in the stillness, and I realized that I couldn't hear myself anymore. My wants, my needs, my dreams, they were buried beneath years of silence. And for the first time, I felt the weight of it all. The grief of losing myself, the ache of living unseen. And in that vulnerable space, a single thought surfaced. I can't keep living like this. That thought didn't pull me out of the shadows, but it cracked the door open just enough for a sliver of light to get in. With time, I began to understand something I never saw before. The shadows weren't just hiding me, they were protecting me, holding the parts of me that the world tried to break. The shadows kept my softness alive when the world called it weakness. They kept my dreams intact when the world told me they were unrealistic. They kept my heart beating when the world made me feel unlovable. The shadows weren't my enemy, they were my sanctuary. Slowly, I began searching through the darkness, and I found things, pieces of myself I thought were gone, fragments of who I used to be, who I still was deep down. I found the voice I buried to keep others comfortable. I found the boundaries I never knew I could set. I found the courage I hid behind apologies. I found the strength I pretended I didn't have. Piece by piece, I began stitching myself back together. I'm not stepping out of the shadows to prove anything. Not to be louder, not to be bigger, not to be perfect. I'm stepping out because I finally understand something I didn't before. I was never meant to live invisible. I simply learned to survive that way. I'm done shrinking, done apologizing, done disappearing. I'm ready to be seen, not as who people expected me to be, but as who I truly am. This is not my victory story, not yet. This is my awakening story. The moment I decided to stop abandoning myself. The moment I chose to meet the parts of me I had ignored for years. The moment I realized that healing doesn't happen in the light, it starts in the shadows. If you've ever felt invisible, overlooked, unheard, or unimportant, I see you. If you've ever lived in the background, in someone else's story, in someone else's shadow, I understand you. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are not behind. You are healing. You are becoming. You are rising. Walk with me. This journey is no longer mine alone. Together, we will learn to step out of the shadows, one breath at a time, one truth at a time, one brave moment at a time, because some of the strongest souls are the ones who learned how to rebuild in the dark. And now, our time to rise has come.